So in this video we're going to do something a little bit different. I've made this pretty cool pattern out of fences. So instead of having one map for one dinosaur, I thought I'd break it up and have multiple dinosaurs in one map. And we can turn this into a series. So in each episode we can have a different dinosaur, a different environment, different terrain, and it should be quite good. I'll put the share code for this empty map up on the screen, so you're welcome to use it, make your own. So I'm using this response facility. If you like the look of it, I've got a video, and I'll put the share code in the description. Okay, so Deinocheirus is from the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. So back then it was a floodplain, it was mostly rivers. Modern day equivalent of this is this river delta in Botswana. They look pretty similar, like it's kind of hard to get something that's a perfect match, but it is very close. So this is what we're going to try and recreate. So as you can see, there's loads of winding rivers, big pools of water. So when you're trying to recreate rivers, I think it's a really good idea just to find some rivers on the internet and copy them. So I'm just using this image as a reference, and I find it quite useful because when you're dealing with like loads of rivers and stuff, it's quite confusing to figure out what looks real and what looks fake. If you're just guessing it, it sometimes looks a bit weird. So you can just use an image of an actual river and try and copy it as best you can. Obviously you don't have to use the Botswana River Delta, you can use any, as long as it looks similar. In this part I'm just raising up the terrain just a little bit. It looks quite extreme, but once we smoothen it out, it's not super noticeable. Only when you're on the ground can you kind of see it. But it is important because the ground's never completely flat, right? Even in countries like the Netherlands, it's never completely flat. There's always a bit of humps and bumps. So just make sure you add that. Okay, so back then there was actually grass. In my other videos there wasn't grass back then, but there is now. But the grass is not like it is today. It was mostly tall grass, not the kind of short grass you might find in your garden. So here I'm using the brand new tree, and I like it, but the only problem with it is it doesn't actually add a lot of trees. So it looks a bit odd. but I figure out a way to overcome this later on. So what I do is I add the other wetland tree, and even though it doesn't have the mist, you can kind of surround it. So it still has the mist, but you can still add more trees. And plus there's a slight height difference. So now I'm adding a different type of tree. This one did actually exist back then, or at least was very close to. So you can add that one. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm adding it to mostly the edges because it prefers water. Just do your own research. If you don't have the same trees that I have, just do a bit of Googling and find which one works best. starting to add the first Deinocheirus in now. And I really like this new dinosaur. I mean, I think they look so cool. So I am going to add other dinosaurs in here, but it's going to be dinosaurs that, I wouldn't do a standard normal folding photo for. So I'm going to add in Deinocheirus. This is going to be a replacement for Jurassic. So we're also going to add in Dinos. And these are actually related to Deinocheirus. They don't look very similar, but they are actually related. Alright, so we're nearing the end of the video. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm going to be trying to follow for my channel when I upload this with the next one, so you guys can go and vote for that, choose your favourite one, and that will do a video on that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.